Welcome to my hometown, Timmins. It's a tough little city in northern Ontario. I was born and raised here. No matter where I live on this planet, I will always call this city my home. It was founded in 1912, so it's been around for about 105 years or so. There is so much history here. It's located about 750 kilometers north of Toronto, in the middle of the Boreal Forest. And it is known as the city with a heart of gold, literally. Timmins has three major exports: hockey players, lots of gold, and we have singers. We even have our own Maple Leaf Gardens. Only we don't call it the Maple Leaf Gardens. We call it the Mac. But it's just a smaller version. Much smaller. This city is home to some of the bravest and toughest human beings that have ever walked this planet. Being a miner back in the day was probably one of the most dangerous occupations known to man. Safety was more of a suggestion than a law. On February 10th, 1928, disaster struck when a fire broke out at the lower levels of the Hollinger mine, trapping 45 miners. This man, George Zolob, came to the rescue. He was trapped in the mine and refused to give up. He cut up his coveralls and he made himself and 6 of his buddies makeshift masks and crawled their way through the darkness. They were able to reach the cage, call the elevator, and make their way to the surface. 6 men went home that night because George was a badass and refused to give up. He will forever be known as the hero of the Hollinger. World War II breaks out and Canada goes to war. We send some of the finest young men this country has ever known, some of the bravest. One of those men being RAF pilot Wilfred Demarco, born and raised in Timmins, Ontario. Wilfred was on a 300-plane bombing run to bomb Hitler's Eagle's Nest at the end of the war in 1945. During the bombing raid, Demarco's bomber was hit by flak and was sent crashing to the ground in a small village in Austria named Adnet. Demarco and 3 of his crewmates died on impact, while the 3 other crewmates were able to parachute to safety. The town even built a memorial for them to commemorate their sacrifice. Speaking of Austria, welcome to Innsbruck, Austria, home of the 1976 Winter Olympics, where young Timmins star Kathy Kreiner, just at the age of 17 years old, made her city of Timmins proud by taking home the gold medal in the women's giant slalom, making her the youngest Olympic gold medalist in history. Also making her the only Olympic gold medalist ever to come out of Timmins. When she got to the bottom of the hill, there was zero press waiting for her. Everyone was stunned that this 17-year-old from Timmins just whooped their ass. Maple Leaf Gardens, April 21st, 1951. History changes forever as Bill Barilko of Timmins, Ontario, scores a game-winning goal in overtime against the Montreal Canadiens, winning the Stanley Cup. Bill was a legend who represented Timmins with honor. Unfortunately, his celebration did not last long. On August 26, 1951, Barilko returned home to Timmins to go on a flying-in fishing trip to northern Quebec with his friend Henry Hudson, a local dentist. On their way home from the trip, they lost their direction and crashed into the dense Canadian boreal forest. They were not seen again for 10 years. Local Canadian legends, the Tragically Hip, even wrote a song about it called 50 Mission Cap. It tells the story of Bill Barilko in such an epic fashion that he will never be forgotten. There are many untold stories of this city, of some amazing citizens that have lived here over the time. And hopefully, one day, I will be able to tell your story. So get out there and make Timmins proud, because we are all behind you.